The Greater Victoria Coalition to End Homelessness. Let's see how they're doing to represent you. I'll tell you in advance, they mostly represent other NGOs. They mostly spread tweets, well, there's a song, tweets from other fellow NGOs. But more, or what's disturbing, because that's probably just a self-preservation thing. If they share each other, then they sort of seem like they're more relevant and they can keep getting their government funding. But what's more disturbing is they share all the time major poverty pimps. Like Our Place Society is the biggest poverty pimp probably in BC. They get almost all contracts for all housing, transitional housing, treatment centers. They basically have their hand in everything. And they're sharing their perspective. Bernie Pauly, that's somebody good to share because this is somebody who deals directly with frontline people. More NGOs here. Kool-Aid, huge NGO. Nicole here is another, like Bernie Pauly, she's another person who deals directly with the frontline people. So she's a voice that is good to spread out there. That voice does represent you. But Vic News, that's what that is here. Times Colonist here, that doesn't represent you. Those people, they represent corporate interests. They do not represent the homeless and the poor. Then we have BC Housing. I mean, good God, they're the reason we have the housing crisis. They're the problem, and they're sharing them. This story here is supposedly about a great program that's been opened up to help Indigenous women. The problem is it took away from a housing stock that was there for everybody, which included Indigenous women. So it's not really doing anything different other than it's a PR stunt. I'm going to qualify that and say that the program is important, but it should not come at the expense of the existing housing stock. It should be added to it. So again, more poverty pimps going on here. Here's one I find offensive here. Here they thank BC Housing, the people who caused the housing crisis, the people who failed us and failed to provide enough housing stock for everybody. And then when you get housed with them, after years and years on the waiting list, they charge you 1/3 of your inadequate income. So if you're on disability, for example, they don't pay you enough to live on anyways, and then they take 1/3 of that back for you for substandard housing. Why is the coalition thanking BC Housing?